rocking and rolling Burgos, Spain. This is the Basketball Champions League. It's the Group B Game Day 12 clash between San Pablo Burgos and AEK. Well, it's probably going too far to call this a David and Goliath matchup, but when you look at pedigree and you look at what this AEK team has been able to do in this competition, winning it in year 2, and to be able to get the players that they have, including only this week, adding Nikos Zisis to their lineup, you have to really say they are one of the giants of this competition. Van Dierma and Telenet Giants Antwerp already winning in Group B this week. We've got this game. Also, Hapoel Bank Yahav Jerusalem are in action tonight. So AEK will be keeping a close eye on that. And the reason why, well, we'll show you the standings in just 1 second here. Because while Burgos are trying to lock in a playoff spot, you see that Hapoel Bank Yahav Jerusalem are right up at the top of the standings. And AEK are competing with them really for top spot. Even though they're in 4th, they will leapfrog their opponents, or those other 2 teams rather, tonight once they play this game, regardless of a win or a loss. So here's the AEK lineup: Kendrick Ray, Mario Chalmers, Vasileios Toliopoulos, Keith Langford, Jonas Maciulis, Vlado Jankovic, Kaklamanikas, Zisis, as I mentioned, Mavroidis, Yiannopoulos, Slaughter, and Jure Grant playing for coach Papatheodorou. And for San Pablo Burgos, who had to come through the qualifying round just to make it into the regular season, JP Tokido, Earl Clark, Bruno Fittipaldo, Vitor Benite, Alex Barrera, Javi Vega, Miguel Salvo, Thaddeus McFadden, Asiel Rivero, Ferran Basas, Augusto Lima, and Dragan Apic playing for Joan Peñarroya. So in this Burgos team, you have a lot of players who have played in the Basketball Champions League before and have done well in the Basketball Champions League before. For example, Ferran Basas won it when he played for Bearstar Tenerife. Earl Clark, remember him being a big-time player when he was on the books of Besiktas. And of course, Vitor Benite playing at the Final Four last year, as well as Augusto Lima when they were on the books of UCAM Murcia. So AEK Athens, you know, this is a team that said goodbye to Howard St. Ross, the Cuban international, and he moved on to CSKA Moscow about a couple of weeks ago, but they've still got a lot of great players in their lineup. Kendrick Ray, you know, Chalmers, and of course Keith Langford, quite possibly the most talented player. And there's the Greek legend, really. Nikos Zisis played at the Final Four last year with Bamberg. He was available. They were able to go out and get him and add him to their lineup here for the stretch run. So they've got Slaughter, as well as Maciulis, the tremendous Lithuanian. One of my favorite all-time Lithuania players is Jonas Maciulis. And it looks to me like he's getting back to his best. But AEK are going to have to bounce back because they lost last week at home to Van Dierma, and they will be eager to get rid of the bad taste from that defeat tonight. But they are playing, no doubt, in hostile territory here in Burgos. Tokido played at the University of North Carolina. There's Clark and Fittipaldo, the Uruguay point guard, national team point guard. Burgos, they have a love affair with this basketball team, one of the best supported teams in Spain. and probably you'd have to say all of Europe. There's McFadden. He's made the rounds in the Basketball Champions League with PAOK and Iberostar Tenerife. Rivero. There's Basas, the champion from the initial season and also played in the final last year. So we're all set really for a big game tonight. I'm looking forward to it. I know you're looking forward to it. I know all the fans here in Burgos and also back in Athens, they realize fully that this is a big-time test for both clubs, and it's a game of great significance, especially for Burgos as they come into this one trying to punch their ticket. Like won the first meeting, you might remember it was a great game. Burgos just simply would not go away, but Ike ended up winning it 74-66, getting 30 points from Keith Langford, who was 5 of 9 from three-point range in that game. And as we get a taste of what makes this Burgos basketball club so special, the fans. Ike, it has to be noted, are without forward Linos Rizikopoulos tonight, who is out with a stomach virus. So Nikos Gikas is injured and unavailable. See the referees tonight: Johan Rosso in the middle from France, Tolga Sahin on the right from Italy, and Zdenko Tomašević on the left. Could get a little bit of history tonight with Ike. Jerry Grant just 7 rebounds shy of becoming the leading rebounder in Basketball Champions League history. He's in second place with 279 rebounds behind Gasper Vidmar, who has 285. There's Ike's starting lineup tonight: Langford, Yankovic, Kakalamanakis, Zisas, and Jerry Grant. Papa Theodorou is the head coach. And you felt like following the departure of Howard St. Ross, it might be a tricky game last week, but the way that Ike played, it was not a good look. The optics were not good. And I think by going out and bringing in Zisas, a guy with a lot of experience, you know, this is Nico Zisas' second spell at the club. And actually having him in that starting lineup, that speaks volumes about the importance of that move for them. Earl Clark, Miguel Salvo, Thaddeus McFadden, Ferran Basas, and Augusto Lima in the starting 5 tonight. Augusto Lima, the Olympian from Brazil, national team player. Well, it's been a very wet and cold week in Spain this week. Joan Peñarroya has had to put on the winter coat every time he steps outside, that's for sure. But inside, it gets pretty hot. In Burgos right now, it's 3 degrees Celsius. And we have sun and cloud, but we have had a lot of rain and a lot of the wet stuff in various parts of Spain all week. This will be about as loud as it gets, really, in Burgos this season. To be able to play against a team of the stature of Ike, the former champions. And the players are no doubt up for it, but the fans are definitely up for it. course, Nikos Gikas is a big loss for Ike, but Nikos Zisas, a huge gain, and he's back in Spain where he had a lot of great moments playing for Bilbao. They're coached by Foros Katsoukaras.
Descanse en paz. Y ahora sí, todo listo para que comience este encuentro de la 12ª jornada de la Basketball Champions League entre San Pablo Burgos y el AEK de Atenas.
Well, hello, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to Burgos, Spain. San Pablo Burgos taking on Ike on game day 12 of the Basketball Champions League. Jesus, the new signing of Ike back at the club that he once played for many years ago. And Jure Grant gets inside and shows us some good offense. Sort of a jump, one-handed jump shot, not even a hook shot. Earl Clark open, and the ball rims out. They scrap away for the basketball. It goes out of bounds off of Kaklamanakis, and it'll be Burgos basketball. So the reason why there's a ceremony, you might have noticed right at the beginning of the game there, because the grandfather of Captain Javi Vega passed away. So our thoughts are with Javi Vega and his family. And that was a nice move by San Pablo Burgos to do that. Earl Clark has the basketball. Now McFadden. Clark didn't mean to, but he goes behind his back. Now he gets it inside and puts it up and in. That was a Earl the Pearl-esque move from Earl Clark. Bounce pass, and Kaklamanakis not able to finish. Basas. Clark to Lima. Basas. And offensive rebound for Burgos. And now Lima gets it and goes up and scores. Well, anytime you can get some offensive rebounds and putbacks, second chances, it's a good sign. Zisas with a pump fake and is able to get the foul called on Earl Clark. Kaklamanakis missing, or rather having it swatted. And then this was Clark. Nevertheless, he has picked up the foul here at this end of the court. Grant back to Langford. And Langford falls over. Here comes Burgos over to McFadden for three. That's good. That is McFadden. Ernest Machoulis is checked into the game. For Kaklamanakis. Jerry Grant tries to get the rebound unsuccessfully. Now the pass up to Lima. Good catch. Passes it back to Clark. And then Clark was a little bit out of control there. Goes right into Jerry Grant. Gets him in the sternum. Give the assist on that one to Miguel Salvo. Probably one of the more unheralded players in this Burgos team, but a very important player. Well, Clark goes out, and Javi Vega, who we were just talking about, whose grandfather passed away, has just checked into the game. Grant gets inside and scores. We talked about his rebounding, but let's talk about his scoring. I mean, he is a big man, and if he gets a mismatch like he had right there with Basas, he knows he's going to the basket. He was so good at Neptune Asclepia last year, and this year he started out at Strasbourg in France. But he had a midseason move to Ike. And, you know, quite possibly, you know, he's the type of player, if he takes his game to the Jerry Grant level where it has been in the past, it makes Ike Athens the favorite to win this competition. So the question is, can Papa Theodoro get the best out of Jerry Grant? Well, they definitely didn't bring him to Athens to go out and pick olives. They brought him here to win basketball games, and he's in the starting lineup. For a reason, does not complete the three-point play, but he does have all 4 points for Ike. Basas again, the three! And Ferran Basas takes it up to a 6-point lead. Penarroya liking the look of his Burgos team tonight. Zisas fouled by Basas. All picked up. And driving in, missing. Goes Yankovic. Basas gets it. Vega. And ball will stay down at this end. Is constant in Burgos. Slaughter comes back into the game. Another player who played many years in Spain for Real Madrid. All batted out of bounds. Machoulis also formerly played in Spain with Real Madrid. So these guys know what it's like, these Spanish crowds. Tough defense. And Zisas with the rebound. Passes up to Machoulis. Yankovic spins, gets in. Boy, that was a sweet move and a sweet finish. Basas will need some help on that. There's no way he's going to stop him in that situation. McFadden. Three-pointer is good for Miguel Salvo. Langford been quiet thus far. Over to Zisas. And that was a great recovery to swat the ball after the foul, so he didn't have a chance for a three-point play. Look at this. Good job by Lima to make sure he'd had to go to the line to get 2 free throws. So Javi Vega picks up his first foul. And Zisas misses the first. What's your favorite Nikos Zisas moment, I wonder, if you're watching this game? There's so many. Mine was the three-pointer that he hit to beat Australia in 2006 at the FIBA Basketball World Cup, then called the FIBA World Championship in Japan. Right at the death. And he starts the line, starts the game 0 for 2 at the free throw line. That's very un-Nikos Zisas-like. And meanwhile, it's Burgos who have possession. Oh, beautiful pass to Lima. Then he gets it to the corner again. Salvo waits. And Slaughter, quick pass up ahead to Jankovic. There's Jankovic. McFadden. That would have been his second, but he was well short. And now it's Langford off to the races. And Langford called for travel, and it looks like he might have twisted his ankle as well. Oh no, he's holding his hamstring. That's not good. His right hamstring, so he has to go out of the game. Oh yeah, you could see he heard it as he was about ready to make his move. So he is over on the bench. Going to get some treatment. Hopefully he's okay, because he's the guy that you pay to come and see. He's definitely one of those. He's also a potential MVP. Well, it's year 4 of the Basketball Champions League. This is Burgos. This is the atmosphere that everybody was excited about having when they made it through the qualifying round. We knew we were guaranteed this throughout the regular season, and a good chance they're going to get to the playoffs as well. And they've had a brilliant start tonight with Apic, their recent signing, going to the basket, scoring with the left hand, and forcing the timeout by Papatheodorou. So Ike having a real tough time in the Basketball Champions League the last couple of weeks, losing last week at home to Bandirma. And starting right now, trailing 15-6 here, 6.5 minutes into the game. Let's go down to the bench and hear from Coach Papatheodorou. Ike won over the weekend over at Festos, 74-68. Saw that stat during the timeout. They have 2 turnovers. Never good to turn the ball over. Just 1 turnover for Burgos. haven't even seen Fittipaldo yet, but he's there doing a little bit of coaching, talking to McFadden. I always wonder, out of all the players that we see, which ones are going to become, they're going to graduate to become coaches. And when you see somebody like Fittipaldo doing that, it makes you think he's got coaching in his future. And there is a foul called on Vitor Benite, the Brazil international, on Jankovic. Arroyo shows what he thinks of that call. So it puts Burgos now over the limit, and it puts Jankovic at the free throw line. Terrific player, Jankovic. Had some injuries. And makes the second free throw. Takes it back to 15-8. And there's a block that's been called. Langford doesn't look like he's coming back anytime soon. And really, there's no need to risk him. If he's not able to go, don't bring him back. So he'll be the first to tell the coach. He'll know. No team has clinched a spot in the playoffs yet in Group B, but it might be Burgos soon. And Apic and Basas giving the skin. Look at Basas. And Benite, he was upset that the foul was called at the other end, and now he has a chance for a three-point play. Dribbling behind the back to get free, Kendrick Ray. And McFadden. Ball thrown off of Jonas Machulis. Situation ends up with players on the court. Well, Ike needed to win and have Bandirma and Anvo lose to clinch a spot in the playoffs this week, but Bandirma won their game over Rastavecta last night as Jankovic goes out. I always think of the former entertainer, Weird Al Yankovic, when I say that name. Here's Fittipaldo. Coming in for McFadden. Apic puts it up off the glass and in. Yiannopoulos also in the game, number 31. For Ike. Good shooter. Got to keep an eye on him. Ends up with Zisas showing us that golden touch. Well, they're trailing by 12 points. They needed something to go in, and they get a three from their veteran signing. First points in the Basketball Champions League for Ike. Apic does a great job holding off, but then was fouled as he got close to the basket by Zisas. Burgos fans, San Pablo Burgos fans know they've got a great opportunity here. They've given themselves a great shot, but what you can't do is miss free throws, and they just missed 2. But they still got the offensive rebound, so it's almost as if no harm, no foul, as long as they score here. Benite pulls up at the line. Ball rattles out. Front, hit the front of the rim, back of the rim, and then bounced out. Zisas. Now to Kendrick Ray. Final seconds ticking off the clock here in the first quarter. Benite has enough time to get it down. In fact, we're in the final minute now. And beautiful up. Opic stays with it, and was it Salvo who ended up getting it, or Opic? Well, it doesn't matter. Burgos got it. So back to an 11-point lead. 6 points for Opic off the bench. Zisas, a little runner. Toliopoulos is going to check into the game. Vega, meanwhile, here's the applause as he goes out. Toliopoulos comes in for Kendrick Ray, who gets an earful from Papa Theodoro. And Fittipaldo, who really, you know, he's not flashy, but man, is he effective. He knows what he's doing out there. Makes the first free throw and the second. He's a great three-point shooter as well. You gotta have somebody on him. Asiel Rivero, meanwhile, the Cuban in the game, number 14, and he is now guarding Slaughter. It's about a 2-second differential in the game clock and the shot clock. Yiannopoulos. This pass tapped by Benite, then a shot blocked. And Opic gets it to Benite. He launches it. Oh! He hit the backboard. So far, so good for Burgos. Not the same for Ike here in the first quarter. San Pablo Burgos lead it 24-13 at the end of one.
Tenemos a alguien que va a intentar meter en canasta sin ver. Este alguien se llama David. Y tenemos a su lazarillo de Tormes particular.
Well, 3 threes for Burgos, 1 for Ike, and Burgos also 6 of 10 inside the arc. Ike just 4 of 10. Burgos 3 of 5 at the line, and Ike have struggled making just 2 of 5 free throws. Second quarter action underway here. San Pablo Burgos off to a great start. 24 points in the first quarter. Where's the Ike defense? Fittipaldo, meanwhile, comes out. I told you he could shoot the three, and he does. He has been red hot from three-point range this season. He's got 5 points coming off the bench tonight. Now, here comes Jaciel Rivero. Oh, he throws it down. Before this game, talking about Fittipaldo, 15 of 27 from three-point range. 55.6%, so now he's 16 of 28. That is insane. Here comes Rivero. Opic, or no, Salvo, excuse me, looks off the defense and lays it up and in. Maciulis, Ike in a spot of bother. Calmly gets into the paint and scores with a jump hook to get it back to a 16-point deficit. And I think it's a good move by Papa Theodoro to get Mavroidis in the game because of his passing ability. He can do the pick and roll. Here's again Rivero for three, and this Burgos team is in fine fettle tonight. Missing it was Maciulis, but Mavroidis there to clean up the mess. Fittipaldo's got it. You know, talking about his three-point shooting, in fact, he's leading the Basketball Champions League with that 55.6% from deep. And now a foul called on Ike. I'll tell you what, it has been a nightmarish 2 weeks for Ike. I mean, they say goodbye to Howard St. Ross, who was in the view of many, a MVP contender. I mean, they've still got plenty of talent. I mean, you know, nobody questions their talent, but yeah, they lost last week at home, and here they are down 17. Rivero again, that's off to the right. Now that triggers a break, and out of the break, missing, but Maciulis there to clean up the mess. That was Mario Chalmers who missed with a layup. Maybe it's time for him to step up. Great dive attempt to steal by Chalmers, but Benitez hits the three-pointer. Quite possibly the best thing that happened tonight for Burgos was for Benitez to get that early foul called on him, because it looks like it's lit a fire under him. Mavroidis. Fouled by Opic. 37 and 19. You know, the good people in Jerusalem are loving this score. Opic takes a seat. Great job by him. Hapoel Jerusalem, meanwhile, in a real fight at home. 49-45, they lead Pau La Cortez. Pau La Cortez have been a different team the last couple of weeks. That's a couple of new players. There's Yiannopoulos. Pau La Cortez come back and win that game. You know, they are still in the hunt for the playoffs. That would be some kind of recovery. Three-point attempt. Yiannopoulos, quick pass to Mavroidis. They knew it was coming. He was surrounded. Fittipaldo, Benitez again, count it! And the Brazilians, especially that man right there, when he gets it going, boy, he is on fire. Vitor Benitez. And Fittipaldo chalk up another assist for him. Truly bringing back memories of his performances at the Olympics in Rio de Janeiro in 2016, where Benitez had a couple of really good games. And forcing the timeout, San Pablo Burgos are playing like a runaway train right now, up 40-19.
One more time, we run offense. Offense 45, first offense. 45, first offense, 45. And then, guys, and then we run three.
Ike with now 5 turnovers.
Down for Billy. 3 down. Vasilis the target.
And what's crucial about that stat, 12 San Pablo Burgos points have come off of those 5 turnovers for Ike. Everything. I mean, I've watched San Pablo Burgos several times this season, and they look as good now as they have looked all year. They look, quite possibly, folks, like they might be starting to peak at the right time of year, at least as it goes with the Basketball Champions League. The good news for Ike, there is plenty of time. 25 minutes and 54 seconds remaining in this game. But they have got to get it going now before they are run out of the gym. Oh, nice, cool, calm, and collected shot by Mario Chalmers, the former NBA champion. It's his first 2. Fittipaldo hands it off. Back outside. Benitez goes off 1 foot and gets it to go. It's Vitor Benitez's night. 11 points. And now a foul on Ike. Gives it back over to Burgos. Averidas goes out. And Jerry Grant goes back in. I mean, they have literally doubled up Ike in points, 42-21. Pass to Lima. Salvo hung in the air, and they called a turnover. Traveling. Oh. Yeah, they call it traveling, but
segunda falta personal del número 6 de San Pablo Burgos, Bruno Fittipaldo.
this time Fittipaldo slapped with a foul. Mario Chalmers sometimes does not bring out the best in his opponents. He really is a good player, Chalmers. He's a competitor. Here he goes. Takes the pump fake, gets it up. Oh, he wanted to get that three-point play. This plays with a lot of savvy. 2 free throws for Chalmers, who was in that Virtus Bologna team last year that won the title. Back to a 20-point deficit. Chalmers makes both. to start on the defensive end for Ike if it's going to start anywhere. We need to get stops. I mean, to give up 42 points by this stage of the game, that's far too much. Tor Benite down low to his compatriot, and Lima takes it to 44. Chalmers from deep. Isis getting ready to come back into the game. You know, you got the feeling watching Ike, as I called their game last week at home against Bandeirma, that, you know, you didn't feel like they were going at 100%, certainly not in the first half. In the second half, they picked it up, and it just seemed like they always felt like they were going to finally come back and win the game. And in the end, Bandeirma were just too good, and so are Burgos. Right now with the alley-oop pass slammed home by Lima. But tonight they have been so badly outplayed on both ends of the floor. The intensity level is just at a completely different level. Burgos really laying the wood to him, but Zisas, freshly rested, drills a three-pointer from the right corner. Nice cut by Benite. Has he been majestic tonight or what? If I'm voting for the All-Star 5, I'm putting him on it right now. He has been utterly brilliant. 13 points, 5 of 7 from the floor. Coming off the bench. Jere Grant, nice pump fake, floats in, gets the 2. I mean, before this game tipped off, the crowd, the expectation that you felt in this arena, and the look on the players' faces, these guys were ready. And if you're not ready to go at the start of a basketball Champions League game, it's going to be a short night, and you have to wonder if Ike were ready to go tonight. Because the team in purple certainly were. Fittipaldo with that beautiful pass. I mean, Lima could do nothing but make that one. That was put on a platter. Oh, that foul was on Zisas, so he's now got 3 fouls. And another three-pointer. This one, Basas, is contagious. A little bit shorter than Benite, but the same result. He's got a couple of threes. That three-point shot has been huge tonight for the home team. They're 8 of 17 from deep. Zisas hits the baseline jump shot. He's obviously got to be smart. He's leading him in scoring right now with 10 points. He's got 3 fouls. He can't pick up another one. He's got interesting to see how it affects his defense. Now Jere Grant comes out. Ike over the limit, so that puts San Pablo Burgos on the free throw line. McFadden. Salvo has been terrific tonight. He goes out of the game. McFadden, however, misses his first free throw. And clearly, the pick of the players has been Benite. 13 points. He's plus 14 efficiency. He's only missed a couple of shots. In fact, he's 2 of 3 from three-point range. So one of those threes that I thought was a 3 was a 2. Yankovic turns. Jere Grant gets it to go. Great strength by Dre Grant. Final minute and a half of the first half. Peñarol could not have asked for a better first half for this team. They've been sensational. Lima. Basas banks it in, 54 points. When was the last time Ike gave up this many points in a half of basketball? And don't forget, they do not have Keith Langford. It looks like he's out, down for the count after hurting his hamstring. It's either his quad or his hamstring. I think it was his hamstring, right hamstring, on a fast break. Bounce pass, and Grant with some power goes up and dunks it home. 44.5 seconds remaining in the first half. Ike just trying to get to halftime so they can try to regroup. Grant needed 7 rebounds tonight to become the competition's all-time leading rebounder, but he's only got 1. However, he does have 10 points. Here's Benite with those 13 points. Now probably sitting for the remainder of the half. Clock down to 10. And Basas and Lima, a little bit of miscommunication there. The ball goes out of bounds. Final 15 seconds. The first half. Yankovic turns, tried to get to Grant. Alert play by Kendrick Ray. Machulis launches it just in time. And that is the end of the first half. Further frustration for Ike as they leave the court and facing a huge deficit, 54-34 against a rampant San Pablo Burgos. Well, 8 3-pointers for Burgos, just 2 for Ike. Remember, who do not have Keith Langford. He's got hurt in the first quarter. And that is the big difference in the game, really. But Burgos out rebounding Ike. Twice as many assists. Burgos 4 steals, none for Ike. What does that say about Ike's intensity on defense? Vitor Benite has lit it up tonight. Excellent, 13 points. Basas has 8, Lima 6. And Zisas and Grant each with 10 points. Chalmers with 4 for Ike. So we're at halftime, and it's San Pablo Burgos in command against Ike, 54-34. We'll be right back before the start of the second half. Enjoy the highlights.
Ruben Onjai. Oh, and a putback jam.
In the corner. Steps back, makes a full over, nothing but net. Well, that is surely got to be a top 5 player in the Champions League.
Damien English not able to score. They pass ahead. Oh, what a slam by Foster. Big time play. Corbin says, I see ya. Throw down off the alley-oop for Chris Dow. He is starting to really have a positive impact for this team.
Double hand spike. And now in the race is Crawford with the two-handed jam at the other end. Aguiel with the big rejection.
Goodness gracious, what a great game he's having.
Besiktas in their own time, just trying to... Oh! McKissick exploded and threw it down.
Dangerous pass. Well, they give up the baseline, and Silas goes in. He gets rejected by Pearl. Pearl defensively tonight has a couple of swats, and that one was right out of the top drawer.
In the lane goes, oh, you gotta be kidding me. Retin over Sohan, went in the lane, and he dunks over the entire Manapa. Pavic on a poster. You gotta love it. Well, Retin over Sohan has put on a show this evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Roten left hand with a crushing dunk all over Hapoel Jerusalem right there. Just out of nothing, he took off and threw it down.
Todos los productos oficiales del San Pablo Burgos en la tienda colocada en el sector A del Coliseum los días de partido. Además, puedes visitar las oficinas de la calle Juan Alvarellos, número 2 primero, junto a la avenida Cid, o las tiendas Base Deportes Manzanedo durante el resto de la semana. Y no te olvides que puedes estampar de forma totalmente gratuita el nombre de un pueblo de la provincia con menos de 100 habitantes en la espalda de la camiseta morada de la Basketball Champions League. No esperes más, hazte ya con los productos oficiales del San Pablo Burgos. Y os proponemos ración extra de baloncesto para el sábado. Recordad, a las 6 en punto de la tarde nos veremos aquí para disputar el San Pablo Burgos Iberoestar Tenerife. Pues bien, justo después, a las 8 en punto, juega el Services Burgos de baloncesto en silla de ruedas frente al Casa Murcia Getafe de la misma disciplina. Un partido trascendental en la lucha por el ascenso de nuestro equipo. Así que, burgaleses, nos vemos en el Polideportivo José Luis Talamillo el sábado a las 8 para animar a nuestro equipo de baloncesto de silla de ruedas, el Services. ¡Vamos a por todas! Y además, encima también, que todos los que vayamos tendremos merienda repostas, con Veroil es posible, porque en cualquiera de las estaciones de servicio Veroil de la provincia, con tan solo presentar el carnet de abonado del San Pablo Burgos, te descuentan 6 céntimos por litro de carburante repostado. ¿Has oído bien? Ahórrate 6 céntimos de euro por cada litro de carburante. Nadie cuida de tu bolsillo como Veroil.
Well, Ike have really got themselves in a hole right now, and you have to wonder if they're going to be able to climb out of it. They're down 20 points. It's going to have to start at the defensive end. They got to rebound. They've got to do much better.
Defense fight and spend the foul with the right way, especially the first foul. Okay, first offense for us. We run shorts for. Entry pass to Marcus. At the moment who this guy cut, Nico, you ask the ball and you set the blind the back screen for him. If you have this pass, Marcus, Jonas do it. Otherwise, Nikos ask the ball like 25.
Easy shot. Ball depend for Gus. Okay?
Play with rhythm, so they don't know what to do.
Necesitamos seguir con ritmo. Noisy basket. Noisy basket. Play hard defense. Okay? Vamos. Rebound.
Y vamos ocupando nuestras localidades porque esto está a puntito de reanudarse.
There's Vitor Benite with those 13 points in the first half, leading all scores. 8 points as well for Ferran Bassas. 10 points apiece for Jere Grant and Nico Cisas for Ike. It's Ike with possession here to start. And Jere Grant on the bench and starting with Slaughter. And down low they go, and Maciulis fouled by Bassas and has a chance for a three-point play.
Segunda falta del número 20 de San Pablo Burgos, Ferran Bassas.
Maciulis sinks the first, or the only rather. Kendrick Gray as well gets the start here in the second half. Lima turns, and he is stopped by Slaughter. They were teammates at Real Madrid once. Half a second on the shot clock. Bassas is going to throw it towards the rim. He wants to. Benite catches it, puts it up. That would have been some kind of shot if he'd hit it. He had a good attempt at it. Jesus bounce past Slaughter. Winds up with Maciulis, who scored with a three-point play the last time down. Jankovic. And Maciulis rebounded but swatted by Lima. And Lima saves it, or Bassas saves it in bounds. And a foul was called on Lima. That was the rejection by Lima. And then in the madness, alley-oop. Nope, Slaughter couldn't quite catch it in time. Excuse me, the foul was on Miguel Salvo, not on Lima. Burgos get it back. That pass was just a little too high for Slaughter. Shot clock down to 4. Lima pushed by Kendrick Ray. If I can get a stop here and go down and get 2 or 3 points, it would give them a jolt of confidence. But they've got to get the stop. Masas hands it off to Lima. Tough move by Lima, but he doesn't finish. Benite goes in and gets the rebound. Oh, goes behind his back. He puts it up. Are you kidding me? Vitor Benite is exceptional tonight. He is just making almost everything that he throws up. But it was the behind the back pass that gave him some space. Look at this, behind the back, wide open. And he's got 15 points with that shot. Bounce pass Ray, Slaughter over to Zisas. Yankovic for 3. He's got to hit that shot. They swing it and he's open. Lima again fouled. He's causing a lot of problems down on the low blocks. On Wednesday night in Burgos, I think you have the answer. Try to get tickets for the basketball game. This is where all the action is. Benite again. Oh, man! 18 points! He is just utterly sensational. Another foul out on the perimeter. Kendrick Ray rattles out. Lima off to Fittipaldo, who's come in. Back to Lima. Machulis knocked it away. Unsportsmanlike foul called on the play, and it puts Zisas at the free throw line. No hesitation on the call. Zisas makes the second. He missed a couple in the first half. Jesus again. I'll get it back to Slaughter, but then he didn't catch it cleanly. It's a good move. Benite hands it off. Gets it back. This time Slaughter comes out and guards him. No way they want to leave him open. Now Fittipaldo. It's the drive. Lima there for the battle. And there's no need for Lima to start getting into anything complaints-wise. Fittipaldo, boy, it did look like he might have taken a hit there. If you're Lima and you're Burgos, you're up 20 points. Just keep playing basketball. You don't need any extras. You don't want to be taken out of the game psychologically by complaining. Now Salvo has been called for a foul. I think Machulis was asking him why Slaughter didn't go over and set a pick for him. It doesn't matter. Machulis is at the line. Burgos are over the limit. The free throw is good by the Lithuanian. That's Benite again. Oh, but back to Fittipaldo. He's going to have to launch it. He does. That time had a hand in the face. Again, Lima. And all of a sudden the world is against us. Yet you're up by 18 points. It doesn't make sense. Great defense by Slaughter. Ray. Got denied, but the ball ends up with Slaughter. He can't score. Bounce pass, beautiful play. Burgos and a three-point play opportunity. Wow, that might have been the finest move of the night for Burgos. Passing the basketball. We got to look at this again. Bounce pass, Clark. Salvo finishes. Bad having to watch. Terrific drive yet again by Zisas. He's having a whale of a first game in this competition for Ike. 14 points. He does have the foul trouble. He's got 3 fouls. Zisas now takes a seat. Chalmers in the game. Now 36 years of age, taking it in from the bench. And another turnover gives it back to Ike. But they're still trailing by 19 points. Ray to Yankovic. Going up against Salvo. Yankovic has no joy. Catching it down low and banking it in was Maciulis. For him, and again back to 17 points, the deficit. 4 minutes to go in the third. Clark. No, there's no travel there, Jonas. Lima goes out. Apic comes back. And now Benite. Yet again, Vitor Benite. 21 points. Well, he's just been terrific. 4 or 5 from deep, but now Slaughter gets it and dunks with 2 hands. A lot of arguing going on with Maciulis and Slaughter. Not sure why. Maybe it had something to do with the defense. Yeah, 13 points at halftime. He's got 21 points right now, Benite. And he's going to take a well-deserved break with McFadden coming back into the game. No Tokoto tonight. I think he's injured. I know he only lasted brief. He made a brief appearance last week. He appeared to take himself out of the game. This has been a good pickup for Burgos. Apic. Points to lead for Burgos. Ike just not able to make any headway. Chalmers, to Maciulis, Jankovic. And Chalmers, or Kendrick Ray rather, drills the 3 from the corner. Clark. And Jankovic with the rebound. So again, Mike, if they can hit a 3, they'll pull to within 14 points. Ray of hope. Kendrick Ray hits the 3, and Penderoya shows you all you need to see right there. He goes, number 0, why are we leaving him open? We've talked about him. And I think he must have been talking to Apic. Because McFadden was picked, so he couldn't get over there unless he manages to fight through the pick.
With a number 0, red. Queremos que pase el balón. We need to force him to pass the ball. Ahora, número 0 es el que se las va a jugar todas. Now the 0 is going to take a responsibility off. He's going to take every shot. We need to be focused on him. Hey, don't see the paint full of people. You cannot come driving and don't see nobody. No fans, they are switching defense. Who pass the ball? And look for him on the low post. Vamos controlado.
Hey folks, make sure you got the Basketball Champions League app in your smartphone for all the latest news and information, sports stories. You want to check out everything's on the website, we'll just go to the Basketball Champions League app and you can see it there. Ross, 14 points. It's been a good night for him individually, statistically, but it's never a good night when your team is getting beat. I'm sure he would give away all those points to somebody else if his team could be winning. And also, it doesn't help that Keith Langford had to come out of the game after an apparent hamstring injury on a fast break in the first quarter. So his is a big loss. Now Apic, with the game having been deficit to 14 points, goes to the line and makes a very important free throw. You can see the frustration with Jankovic trying to defend him. Apic only makes 1 of 2. And now Chalmers gets down low. Great strength by Mario Chalmers. And here comes Ike. They're down 13 points. That's 6 for Chalmers. Salvo hands it off to Apic. Well, that was a big make right there. You can just feel the Ike team coming back. You can feel it here in the arena, the crowd. Chalmers dribbles it off his foot. Fittipaldo picks it up, gets it up quickly and scores. Well, that's a bad turnover in that situation. You're putting pressure on the opponent, but those things happen. Machulis from the right. And Slaughter knocks it out of bounds. I think, in fact, he may have dribbled it off his teammate's foot on second look. Slaughter goes out. Don't leave him hanging. He left him hanging, his teammate. He wanted to get a fist bump. Kaklamanakis. Fouled again by Jankovic. So he's over the limit. And certainly taking issue with the way that has been called. Was actually called on Chalmers, so Jankovic, not sure why he's complaining. Apic bends the knees, releases it, and gets it to go. The lead goes back to 18. Now it's 19. And you see the frustration on the face of Langford having to watch it and also not knowing how long he might actually be out.
Primera falta personal del número 9 de San Pablo Burgos, Alex Barrera.
Alex Barrera in the basketball game right now. He was whistled for a foul. So now Jankovic goes to the line. And Toliopoulos enters the contest. Comes in for Kendrick Ray. Well, you know what? You just can't allow a team to get on top of you by 20 points and think you're going to come back and win it. And even if you have a
a good run and you play well, you still be trailing by 8 to 10 points and still a mountain to climb. Point attempt, Rivero. Not sure that's what the doctor ordered. That was a break for Burgos, really. That was a rebound that Ike should have had. Sizes up the options. Offensive foul on Apic, backing up Chalmers. Boy, Chalmers really does get under the skin of opponents, doesn't he? Look at this. Defensively is where he really excels. Back in the game, puts it up on the baseline. Rivero rebounds it, launches it. Oh, almost caught and put in the basket by Apic. I don't know if that was a shot or if that was a alley-oop. I think it was a shot. Yeah, that was a shot, surely. Oh no, that was a pass. So at the end of 3 quarters, it is still San Pablo Burgos on top, 74-57 against Ike.
Y hoy queremos rendir homenaje a dos burgaleses y además abonados muy especiales porque han competido y lo más importante.
10 of 22 from deep for Burgos, 17 of 24 inside the arc. Their offense has just been operating like a well-oiled machine. Ike have done well inside the arc, but they've missed a lot of threes. Hapoel Yahav Jerusalem won tonight at home 98-76 over Polac Ortez, so they pulled away in the second half. So Ike will still be chased. You know, they're in danger of falling a couple games off the pace against Hapoel. San Pablo Burgos have been by far the superior team tonight, but perhaps Ike are going to come out and have the best quarter of any team and spring a surprise comeback. Rivera open. There for the putback. Nobody boxed out Apic. Misses it from deep. And Apic with the rebound. He's not going to get it across in time, did he? Boy, it was close. Fittipaldi, meanwhile, hands it off to Rivero. And I think
Papa Theodoro is complaining or arguing the fact that he didn't think they got it across McCord in time. Entry pass to Barrera. McFadden shovels it off. Now launches a three. Still had plenty of time on the shot clock. Not sure why he rushed that. And Chalmers just shows his class. Knifing his way into the lane and scoring with a twisting layup. Oh, he's just so good from deep. You're getting a chance to see why. He's leading this competition in three-point shooting. He's hit a couple tonight. 2 of 3, 10 points. Doesn't seem to force it. Now the ball knocked away. And then Jankovic commits the foul on Barrera. He was reaching in, trying to get the basketball. I think it looked worse than it was because of the reaction of Barrera. Billy Grant's back in the game now. Another foul's been called with less than 8 minutes to go. Hopkins has not been a sure thing at the free throw line tonight, so maybe not a bad foul, but the problem I have is they just can't get stops. They can't get enough stops. They get a stop there, luckily, but then Giannoulis has it taken away, and amazingly, Rivero misses the layup. Chalmers. Giannoulis. He's got to hit that coming in the bench. And Fittipaldo delivers the hard foul while shooting the three-pointer and then apologizes. Watch this. Wasn't necessarily a hard foul, just got him on the right arm. Ciel Rivero played exceptionally well in the first half, maybe not so well here in the second half. Javi Vega back in the game. Chalmers, meanwhile, has just been called for a foul on Vega. And that's number 4. So Zisis is going to take a seat. Zisis is going to come back in, and Chalmers is going to go take a seat on the bench. And that is a significant blow, type of player you need when you're chasing a team. somebody that gets after you defensively. So instead, Vega comes in and hits the free throw. Grant gets it to Jankovic, and lots of contact.
Segunda mano personal del número 10 de San Pablo Burgos, Javi Vega.
Vega picks up that foul. First foul, Burgos. Here's Jerry Grant. He's looked good when he's called it close to the basket tonight. He's hit the short jump shot and hit the mid-range jump shot. But he's just scoring down low. Vega. Ray, Jankovic, and a rear fast break for Ike. Eight points for Jankovic. Bounce pass, nice play. Apich, though, does not catch it. Stat there, 53-29 in favor of the bench for Burgos. Grant again, and that gets it now back to a 16-point deficit. Kind of strange that Grant spent so much time on the bench in the second half before coming back in. He's only played 14 and a half minutes, and he's got 14 points.
Si lo conseguís, tenéis dos intentos. Puedes empezar, Borja. Si lo conseguís, podéis llevaros una cena para dos personas en el restaurante La Favorita Taberna Urbana con todo el equipo y un cheque por 700 euros.
Una puta falta. Una puta falta. Cada vez nos la meten desde aquí debajo. Every time they're scoring on the rim. Gran. Free throw, 50%. Tiene un 50%. Si podemos jugar la falta antes. Vamos 4. Quiero 4. Gus, él. Si hay balón a Gus, lo damos. Tat. Ellos, base, pero ellos no es posible que cambien. Seguimos jugando. 1, 2, 3. Vamos, se nos ha acabado. Hizo todo.
Y vamos a recibir al equipo con aplausos, como siempre en el Coliseo. ¡Vamos, Burgos, hasta el final!
Under 6 minutes to go, coming out of the timeout. Earl Clark. Annapolis, the rebound. Tough shot by Zisas. Almost wonder if he was trying to get that basketball to Jerry Grant. Into complaining, thinking the ball went off of Grant. Another look. Well, I'm not sure about that. Looks like it went off Lima. 5 seconds on the shot clock. So 5 seconds on the shot clock. Zisas. They have to settle for a jumper, or can they hit somebody in the lane? Ray, well, they couldn't ask for better than that, but he missed it. Those are great. 2 of 7 tonight, but 2 of 4 from three-point range. Up ahead it goes. Yiannopoulos beats San Pablo Burgos down the floor. And Vitor Benite now getting up off the bench to come back into the game. That's 14 points the difference. Lima. Clark rattles out. Grant over to Ray. And McFadden with the foul. 2 fouls now on Burgos. And McFadden goes out. I wonder if Benite has gotten cold while he's been over on the bench. We'll find out. Not only offensively, but defensively. They call the blocking foul, Benite. Yeah, I have to agree with Benite there. It looked like he moved his feet well. It's a tough call against him. But remember what happened the last time they called a foul that upset him? He went and torched Ike. Poured in like 9 quick points. Yiannopoulos for 3. Comeback might be on finally for Ike. They're trailing by 11. And the spark by Yiannopoulos, who got ahead on a fast break for 1 basket, and now he's hit a 3. Bounce pass stolen by Yankovic. Kendrick Ray's got to find Yiannopoulos, surely. And now an offensive foul. On Ray. Watch Ray. He gets into the paint. So they got him with charging into Lima. That was a big sequence. Rivero fights his way through the defense and scores. And takes it back to 13 points.
Nikos Ischia. Plato
Sleep the ski. You sleep. It's okay. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Seguimos jugando. Let's go. Defensa, chicos. Segues, que no te interrumpen. Algo más de 3 minutitos y medio para dejarlo todo ellos en la pista y nosotros en la grada. ¡Vamos, Burgos!
The lead is 13 points. They've been up by double digits all night long. Ike finally showing signs of a comeback here, but is it going to be too little too late? Grant catches it down low and almost had a chance for a three-point play. Has to settle for 2 free throws. At the pump fake. And Lima doing exactly what his coach wanted, the foul. So instead of a potential three-point play now, he has to do it the hard way. He has to make 2 free throws. And he does make the first. One in the end. So 12 points the difference. Asas. Rivero has perhaps the advantage if he can get it down low. Benitez, shot clock winding down, puts up a tough runner. Rivero battles. Now Ike. And Zizis' pass goes off of Kendrick Ray and out of bounds. No Keith Langford, injured in the first quarter. Herrera. Lima with the offensive board. Rivero. Misses. You know who gets the rebound? Jerry Grant. He needed 7 tonight to become the competition's all-time leading rebounder. Yiannopoulos, good! And now it's down to single digits. Jerry Grant does have 3 rebounds. So still 4 of the all-time record. And Yankovic called for the foul. This is Yiannopoulos.
El cambio en la cadena se sienta eliminado con 5 faltas personales. Vlado Jankovic entra en pista Jonas Matsoulis. Ha habido cambio también en el San Pablo Burgos. Se ha sentado Alex Barrera y entra en pista Doug McFadden.
The foul call on Yankovic. He's out of the game. Chalmers looks like he'd rather be in the game than watching. And Julius meanwhile checks in. And Benitez continues his excellent night, 22 points. Points for Vitor Benitez. And another timeout has been called, so both teams head to the benches. shots been huge tonight. I wonder why Yiannopoulos doesn't play more. He's a really good shooter. I don't know if it's because of his defense. But tonight, Yiannopoulos has played 12.5 minutes. And he's got 8 points, but he's 2 of 4 from three-point range. This was him catching the pass ahead on the break. And then this is him hitting the three-pointer, one of his three-pointers. And then he hits this three-pointer as well. Jesus drives in. Boy, that was a tough finish from him. Back to 9 points. To make it an interesting, folks, Ike. Do they know who they want to foul? If it comes to that. I think it would be Lima. McFadden launches a three. Well, that just adds insult. His former coach, or actually, no, I don't think he was coaching him at Pauk when he was there. And now the quick hands, forcing the turnover. McFadden again, he's this kind of streaky player, and he hits another three. He says, I've been waiting all night long to give me some minutes. Just give me the rock. McFadden now 2 of 5 from 3, and he's got 7 points. I mean, they've been really good from three-point range. They've got 4 players that have hit multiple three-pointers. McFadden is now, in fact, 3 of 6, so he's got 10 points. Benite, 4 of 5. He's got 23 points. Aaron Basas, 2 of 3. And Bruno Fittipaldo, 2 of 3. With those 2 threes goes to 10 points. You can't hesitate in that situation. You got to let it fly. And Yiannopoulos, well, that would have been the last roll of the dice. I mean, it's going to take a miracle now for Ike. Gets inside, misses. Julius rebounds over to Ray. It's swatted by Lima. San Pablo Burgos have, I mean, they deserve all the credit in the world tonight. They had the eye of the tiger before this game. They were ready to play. There's no denying they could not have been any more ready than they were tonight. And they had to be. They knew that losing last week at Polac Cortez had put them in a not so confident of a position.
going to win big here against an Ike team that is suddenly in a little bit of a crisis. They're both going to be 7-5. And San Pablo Burgos will own the tiebreaker because of the goal differential. So the two coaches shake hands, and a job well done by San Pablo Burgos. They've given a lesson tonight on what it takes to be ready, to be prepared, focused, and what a great crowd. I mean, they have not been quiet at all tonight. They have been utterly breathtakingly good. This is one of the hotbeds of basketball in Spain. San Pablo Burgos win it 93-76.
Y en Liga Endesa nos vemos el sábado para recibir el Estado Tenerife a las 6 de la tarde.
13 threes in the end for Burgos, 6 for Ike. Look at that 59% shooting inside the arc for Burgos, 62 for Ike, but Burgos with those 93 points. They have rebounded Ike by 11, one more assist, a handful of more steals. Benite with 23 points, player of the game, no question about it. 15 for Opic and 12 for McFadden. Got hot late. This is a nice BCL or Basketball Champions League debut. At least with this Ike team, he played last year with Bamberg. And the crowd going crazy. They don't want it to end. Why would they want to leave? It's been a lot of fun. Interesting stat. San Pablo Burgos were able to get 21 points off the Ike turnovers. That was big for them tonight. Ike getting 12 points. And San Pablo Burgos also getting out on the break. What a joy has been to watch this one. With the great crowd, the electric crowd, and everybody was up for it.
Abonados a la Liga Endesa, recordad, nos vemos el sábado aquí a las 6 para enfrentarnos a Iberostar Tenerife. Hasta el próximo partido.
Just Ike now have, it's going to be interesting as we look at the stats at the end of the game. Ike will next week have to play at Rostovecta, and then they'll be at home against Anvil Slavic. And San Pablo Burgos. They're going to have to play next week at Hapoel Bank Yahav Jerusalem before finishing up against Rostovecta. So they've also got a tough game next week. They will not have the crowd behind him. It'll be a raucous Jerusalem crowd. And that promises to be just as entertaining as this one. Both teams now 7-5. And you've got Texas Pandirma and Rostovecta both at 6-6. And Anvil Voslavic at 5-7. Valnet Giants Antwerp. They're down at 4-8. So what a wonderful occasion tonight. So you can see it was a costly loss for Ike. Both of those teams are 2 games behind Hapoel Bank Yahav Jerusalem, but San Pablo Burgos will get a crack at them next week. And lots to be decided here in this group. Still in a thrilling 4th Basketball Champions League campaign. Great game tonight, won by San Pablo Burgos. Thanks for watching.